On the fourth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me powerful declarations. Welcome to day 4. Day 4 is one of my favorite days because we woke up today, we rose and we alkalized. We got moving, we began to exercise, and as we began to move, we went and said what we're grateful for, what we appreciate, what we love, what we have to adore in our lives, what we have to appreciate. And now as you're along in this journey, you're walking, you're outside, or you're out and about, or you're on your rebounder, as I'm always on when I'm doing every video that I'm on. I'm bouncing up and down because I'm on a trampoline, and it's a lot of fun. Today is all about declarations, and over a decade ago, I learned about declarations through Tony Robbins. Full circle, about 2 years ago, I was helping Tony put on one of his big events where you walk on fire. And I got the privilege and the opportunity to pack his room up before he jumped on his jet and flew off. And I got access to his notes, his cliff notes, for the first day, the firewalking experience. And what really stood out to me was the fact that on his cliff notes, it said, "I am the Wizard of Oz." He sees himself as the Wizard of Oz. Now, you won't hear him talk about being the Wizard of Oz, but that's who he sees himself, serving the world. Who do you see yourself as serving the world as? When I started declarations back almost a decade ago, or over a decade at this point, it's 2014, coming upon 2015 now. I started with easy ones, and I want you to start out with easy ones as well, because if they're easy, then you're going to be able to do them. And I read a book called The Power of the Subconscious Mind, who Tony led me to. This book talks about how we are programmed, and our subconscious mind is driving most of our thoughts, most of our actions that we do on a day-to-day basis. And what it talks in this brilliant little book is to reprogram your subconscious. And here's a little saying that Tony talks about a lot, and it's one that you can get started with as well, and that is, every day in every way I'm getting better and better. So as you're walking, I want you to walk, and I want you to tap your fingers together. Now, the reason for tapping your fingers together, as you're saying, every day in every way I'm getting better and better, yes. And I close my fists and I say yes. Passion and enthusiasm. Yes. As you're walking. It's because it's triggering the neurons in your brain. You're triggering the neurons in your brain when you tap your fingers like this. Very simple, very easy. Every day in every way I'm getting better and better. Yes. Every day in every way I'm getting better and better. Yes. And I can do that jumping. I can do that on the rebounder. I can do it walking outside. Every day in every way I'm getting wealthier. Whatever it is, healthier or healthier. Whatever it is for you, switch it up, try out different things. But then from there I went on to I am a leader. And I started to write out who I am. And then I created my own declaration, which was I am powerful, prosperous, and productive, producing $1 million per month. And I would say that as I walked through the neighborhood that I was living at the time in Lynchburg, Virginia, where I went to Liberty University, and I would walk. And immediately after my appreciation and my thank you session, I went into my declarations, who I was declaring to be. And then a couple years ago, I had an experience, an encounter. I was in Delray Beach, Florida. I was there for a weekend event, at an event called Gratitude Training. And I met a guy there. We hit it off immediately. As soon as I saw him, every cell in my body said, you need to talk. I don't know if you have anyone in your life like that, where you've met them, or you've seen them before you actually meeting them. And you just know that you're meant to talk to that person, or you're meant to connect with that person. You're meant to have a conversation with that person. And you're not sure why, but you just know in your heart and in every cell of your body that you're meant to connect. I would say move into that experience. I would say embrace, discover, and learn why it is that you're connecting at this moment in time. And look for it. Look for people who you're connected to and people that you need to meet. It's all about connections and making connections as we're here. And so I was walking along the beach one day, and I was going along the beach, and the water in Delray Beach, Florida is absolutely amazing. It was super warm, and I was in it the day before, and I was walking along the beach getting ready for my next session, and I was thinking, I would love to be in a place of opulence. I'd love to be a place that's more abundant. You see, I was staying with the raw food chef who was amazing. God bless her heart. But she was undergoing major renovation in her home, and it was a disaster. Dust and debris everywhere. So on that beach, I made a declaration, so to speak, but I put a request out there. I said, Lord, I want to stay in a better place. Within less than 2 hours, I was back at the training. My buddy who I'd met the night before, who we'd hit it off, had a great conversation that night. He said, hey, Brian, where are you staying? My wife and I would love to have you stay with us for a week. Now, mind you, I was only meant to stay for a couple days and then head back to Orlando. So I said, you know what? Why not? I had the time freedom to do it. I own my own companies, and I can go where I want, when I want, so why not? Let's explore. So I packed up my bags that night, and I rushed over to Delray Beach, Florida, to stay with him and his wife. They happen to be massage therapists. And so what I'm getting at here is this next moment. One day I woke up. I fell asleep down in the massage room. And it's just so peaceful down there. And I fell asleep on the bed itself, actually. And I woke up, and I could tell my dad was struggling with some things. He didn't text me or anything. I could just tell he was struggling. And I said, Dad, it's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. God is with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. He's got you covered. He even takes care of the birds and all the animals that are in it, in the earth. I said, Dad, go to the mirror. Look yourself in the eyes. Dead center in the eyes. Right in the pupils. And just say, I am love. 100 times. And at that moment, I hadn't even done it myself. So I said, you know what? I need to practice what I'm preaching. And I went to the mirror, this big mirror. And I went and I started to say, I am love. I love you. I am love. I love you. I began having this conversation with myself. And I began to see myself differently as I said, I am love. And I texted 5 or 6 of my best friends, guys and girls, and I said, you have to try this. And it was unusual, the feedback I got. Not all of them could finish this exercise. They got to a certain point and they gave up. They couldn't do it anymore. And I found that to be very interesting. But what I noticed next was incredible. I shifted from saying, I am powerful, prosperous, and productive, producing $1 million a month, to I am love. And it shifted everything around me. When I walked out into the town of Delray Beach, I was greeted with love. All I saw was love emanating back into my experience, into my space. Everyone, I saw love. I began to see the love in other people. I began to see love. And love saw me. It was beautiful. So beautiful that I wanted to move there immediately because of the energy and because of the love that I was surrounded with, until I realized that it was me. It was who I had shifted into being at that exact moment and at that exact time. And others began to see love in me as I began to see love in others. And it was just epic. So today is all about declarations. I'm going to challenge you to go to the mirror. After you've done your walk, go on your walk and do that every day and every way. I'm getting better and better. Yes. Every day and every way I'm getting better and better. Yes. And try that. And try it for 10 times. Do every day and every way I'm getting better and better. Yes. Do every day and every way I'm getting wealthier and wealthier. Every day and every way I'm getting healthier and healthier. And as you're saying it, tap your fingers and speak it loudly. No hesitation. Boldness. Approach with boldness. And feel healthy. Feel better. Feel wealthy. Get into the feeling of it. It's really important to get into the feeling of who you are being. You know, as you think about being loved, I want you to go to the mirror tonight or today. And I want you to look in the mirror and I want you to look yourself right in the eyes, right in the pupils of your eyes, and just swim around your eyes. Go to the, if for me, it's the blue section. And just go around and look at yourself. Look at your pupils, look at yourself, and just maybe focus on one time. Focus on the right eye for a second, and then focus on the left eye for another second. And then maybe you just step back a little bit and you look at your both eyes and you just say, I am love. I love you. And hold your heart. Just hold your hands over your heart and just feel loved. Feel love. There's a great verse in 1 John 3:16. The famous one is John 3:16, but this is 1 John. And here it is. By this we know love, that he laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers and sisters. By this we know love, that he laid down his own life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers. So I challenge you today to go to the mirror, do this exercise. See if you can get through 100. Out of my best friends, only a few could get to the 100 successfully. And even yet fewer could do this exercise for 5 days in a row. Who are you to the world? Who are you being for the world? How does the world see you? Questions that we all need to ask. Questions that I need to ask continuously. Who am I being? If my goal is to increase the abundance of 3 million people in 2015, I had to ask myself that question as well. Who am I being? And who do I need to be in and for the world in order to make that much of a difference and that much of an impact? Can we do it? Absolutely. But first and foremost, who do we need to be? First, start with who. Then you can start thinking about why, what, when, and where. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you for tuning in. Please try this experience. Hopefully you're following along. Hopefully you're implementing these techniques, these rituals, these things that you do every day to get into a peak state. You do every day to get into the highest vibration possible. We're not going to go there metaphysically, but the highest vibration possible. If you're going to be a peak performer, if you're going to be on top of your game, if you're going to make a difference in this world, you need to play a little differently than the rest of the world plays. And this is how we play. So join us. Join us. I'm inviting you to play. I'm inviting you to this next journey. And I'm excited about what's ahead. I'm excited for the next chapter. We're at the next chapter, folks. We're coming on 2015. Hot and heavy. We've got a couple days left. Thank you for tuning in. I love you. I look forward to seeing your comments. Lead with love, not with fear. lead with love and drive with love. For when you drive with love, it will drive you much, much further, much, much deeper, much, much greater things will you experience as you are driven by love. And on the note of love, the only way that I know how to love, to the extent and condition that I know how to love, is because of my love and my intimacy with my Father, my relationship with God. I challenge you today, if you don't have an intimate relationship with God the Father, if you don't have a relationship or personal experience with God, I would say that God is waiting for you to ask. He's always there, waiting, ready to answer, ready to fulfill the desires of your heart. God loves you unconditionally, beyond what we can even conceive, because we've never experienced that kind of love from another human. God's love surpasses them all. So press in today. I am full of love, and so are you. We just need to pull it out a little bit. You have love deep within your heart, deep within every cell of your body. You are love. And I want to see more of that love shining so brightly through you. Thank you for tuning in. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Be well, stay blessed, and stay in love.